Hey everyone, it's Colleen, the Preparedness Pro, back with a little pop in. We'll call these the Preparedness Pro pop ins. How's that for all those P's, huh? And I could say it. I'm sure my microphone loves that. I don't have that little cover thing that helps with all the P's. Anyway, not finagling with Instagram today. Hallelujah. I just did it, and hopefully it works well. Got a little bit of construction going on outside, but hopefully you can hear me just fine. We're going to talk about nutritional supplements today, and I'm not going to belabor it a whole bunch. I had a live interview today that went awry. My poor guest couldn't get their camera to work, and then he couldn't get the microphone to work, and then just as we were done with the interview, the software stopped working, so I don't even have the interview, and the dog started barking at the end as well because the construction guys started to arrive. So it was a chaotic interview, and we will redo it. But I still wanted to make sure that I talked about this today because it's really important, and I wanted to make sure that I gave you the heads up as soon as I could. It's really been on my mind a lot, and as such, I really wanted to go over it. So basically, for the last 80 years, we've been inundated with information about the need for supplemental vitamins and minerals. And that's 100% true. We do need it because we're not getting it in our food. Even if we were, 95% of all people are not getting their vegetables and fruits every day. But even if they were consuming enough vegetables and fruits every day, they still would not get the nutrients that they need because it's not even in our soil. You've got all the fungicides and insecticides in the soil as well, and they're depleting the vitamins and minerals in our soil as well. So that's just a cursory overlook. I won't get into greater detail, but that's been the case since 1980. Health food stores, grocery stores, even some doctors' offices have gotten on the bandwagon and have shelves loaded with bottles and boxes of vitamins and mineral supplements in the form of, tablets and serums and tinctures and capsules and canisters and pouches of things that are supposed to be mixed into your delicious shakes. But you can even look at the number of network marketing companies that offer nutritious supplements to their distributors. I mean, there's literally hundreds of companies promoting their products, and they're all using these beautifully designed materials that they've spent way too much on, and these beautiful websites, and each of these companies are proclaiming that they're the best. Ours is the best. Ours is all natural. A month doesn't go by that you don't get something in the mail about some revolutionary doctor endorsed or on an infomercial, new and improved nutritional formula, or some kind of catalog or herbal extracts that are going to quite possibly cure any ailment that you currently have or ever will have. Now, with all that in mind, let's take a look at the health condition of the U.S. population. I think we should. I think all anyone needs to do is refer to health and mortality statistics reported by the Center of Disease Control to discover, this isn't news, cancer rates at an all-time high, growing, cardiovascular disease, strokes, all-time high, diabetes in both children and adults at an all-time high, arthritis and joint pain, all-time high. It's gone up over 42% in the last 5 years. Obesity, particularly in children, is at an all-time high. Depression and anxiety are at all-time highs. I was shocked when I saw the statistic that over 45% of all adolescents have anxiety that they deal with. Internal organ disorders and diseases, all major diseases are on the increase. And if we are regularly ingesting all of these nutritionally fortified and enriched foods that contain the necessary vitamins and minerals and nutrients, and we're all dutifully taking our vitamins and mineral supplements, shouldn't we all be a little healthier? The answer is obviously we should be healthier. So why aren't we? Why aren't we healthier? Why do so many of us suffer from all of these discomforts? Why do we get flus and colds and sore throats and allergies and pneumonia and all other major diseases? Why is something able to just go through the household and everybody gets it? That shouldn't be normal. How and why has our immune system become so compromised? With all of the nutritional supplements that are available, including all the vitamin and mineral enriched and fortified foods, we as a society should be reeling with optimum health, and we should have boundless amounts of energy. Instead, just the opposite is true. Fatigue for many, that seems to be the order of the day. Debilitating stress, catching a cold or getting the flu, that just seems to be an expected part of life. I mean, everybody goes, oh yeah, okay, they got the flu. In the name of good health, let's consider a few things. Milk, it's fortified and enriched with vitamin A and D. Most all of our cereals are fortified and enriched with all the major vitamin and minerals. In many cases with 100% of recommended daily allowances. Breads and cake mixes, biscuit mixes, pancakes, cornbread, frostings, muffins, pies, cookies, crackers, everything else I can think of. Fortified and enriched. They're enriched with vitamin A, most of the vitamin B vitamins, several minerals. Pastas are fortified and enriched with most of the B vitamins as well as iron and zinc. Unless it's naturally squeezed or what's that called? Cold pressed. Most all fruit and vegetable juices are fortified and enriched with at least vitamin C, ascorbic acid. We're going to talk about that in a minute. Or vitamin A, otherwise known as palmitate. We're going to talk about that. Calcium, calcium citrate, carbonate, ascorbate, or phosphate. You got your choice there. By the way, most all juices available on the market today have been pasteurized at high temperatures, including our milk, exceeding 118 degrees. High heat pasteurization kills 100% of all enzymes. Enzymes that are absolutely essential to optimum health. Many canned foods such as soups and fruits and vegetables and pastas, beans, etc. So help me if I have a dog starting to bark, I'm gonna scream. It's just been one of those days. Anyway, all those things are fortified and they're enriched. You're getting the picture here, right? The list of foods goes on and on. All we need to do is read the labels and be horrified. Most everything we ingest is either enriched or fortified with added vitamin and mineral nutrients. But guess what? They are all in synthetic form. Depending upon our personal susceptibility to chemicals, we are literally overloading our bodies with potentially dangerous laboratory-made ingredients. And these are all dead substances, and they end up as toxins in our liver. They've never seen the light of day. They've only seen the lights in a lab. That's it. And if the fortification and enrichment weren't enough, much of our food is loaded with high fructose corn syrup, which is a leading contributor of diabetes and obesity. In fact, I was reading a quote, I wrote it down, the effects of high fructose corn syrup and blood lipid levels. It's found in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition. Partially hydrogenated oils are in much of the foods as well. The another one I wrote was the New England Journal of Medicine, 1999, reports that partially hydrogenated oils are known contributor to diabetes, cancer, and cardiovascular disease. Yet the FDA doesn't have any problem with us eating those chemicals. So with all the vitamin enrichment and fortification of our foods and the billions of dollars spent annually for nutrition supplements, why are Americans suffering more now from serious diseases than at any other time in our history? Could it be possible that most are overfed and yet undernourished? So take a listen here. I wrote some of these down. You're going to think I'm reciting pharmaceutical drugs. Pyridoxine hydrochloride, thiamine hydrochloride, thiamine mononitrate, thiamine chloride, Cobalamin. I can't even say that one. Palmitate, acetate. You know what acetate is, right? That's nasty stuff. Menadione, phytonadione, D-alpha tocopherol. I can't even say these. Choline bitartrate. Each one of these words does not refer to a chemical that you want to stay away from, you guys. These are vitamins. These are vitamins that are in a synthetic, fractionated form. They are made of dead chemicals in a library, not from living whole foods like herbs, fruits, berries, vegetables, nuts, seeds, and grains. Thank you very much for the barking. I appreciate that. A list of these words sound to me like chemistry in a textbook. It's not something good and nutritious to eat. And if I told you how some of these synthetics were made, formaldehyde, acetate, you would just think that it sounds so yummy. Now, listen to these words. How about calcium carbonate, calcium phosphate, calcium citrate, calcium ascorbate, calcium pantothenate, copper gluconate, copper citrate, magnesium phosphate, magnesium citrate, magnesium oxide. Referencing minerals, you guys. These words all refer to synthetic, inorganic mineral salts. But because they're mineral salts, they're allowed to say all natural. And yet each one of these substances are also made in a laboratory. They are chemical based. Again, sounds like your chemistry class instead of eating something enjoyable. Is it possible that in the name of good health and nutrition, that we are literally overdosing on the synthetic, fractionated, and inorganic laboratory-produced ingredients? These chemical substances may quite possibly be holding and building up unnecessary amounts of toxins in our liver, and thus possibly be contributing to a wide variety of physical ailments. Now, I say possibly. There are several doctors who have researched this for decades. There are several well-informed nutritional doctors, one that received a Nobel Peace Prize, Dr. Linus Pauling, who says that every disease in the body, every malfunction in the body is caused by a deficiency in vitamins and minerals. Every one of them. So look at your cereal box, your bread, look at your milk. Now go read the label on your vitamins, mineral, antioxidant supplement that's sitting in your cupboard. Except for some possible added food-derived antioxidants and some possible herbal additives, they are identical. So are we overdosing on synthetic chemicals? Buildup of liver toxins? The liver is really important. Everybody thinks the most important organ is the heart, but if the heart starts going, we can keep that pumping. But when the liver starts going, that's when you know time's up. That's when it's over. We've been told for years that we can get all the vitamins and minerals we need if we eat a balanced diet, and that's simply not true. Like I said, more than 95% of Americans do not eat the recommended 9 daily servings of fresh fruits and vegetables. And even if they did, they wouldn't be getting their nutrition. Soil's depleted. In fact, I wanted to share this with you. There was a Department of Agriculture study of 21,000 persons performed in the 1980s. And not one person was getting the RDA of the 10 essential vitamins found in whole foods, specifically fruits and vegetables. But in a lot of the cases, the RDA vitamins and minerals from whole food sources as produced today, they found were insufficient for optimum health. So therefore, is a multivitamin mineral nutritional supplement advisable? Yeah, but the right kind. Let me give you an example. Vitamin C is a good example. If you take a look at a variety of vitamin C supplements, you're going to find that the majority of them contain only ascorbic acid, or a compound called ascorbate, which is actually less acidic form than ascorbic acid. But ascorbic acid is not vitamin C. It just represents the outer ring that serves as the protective shell for the entire vitamin C complex. Just kind of like an eggshell that is protected covering for the content of the egg. And yet nobody's going to buffalo us and tell us that that eggshell contains all the other healthy nutrients that are inside the egg, right? Real vitamin C found in whole foods like fruits and vegetables contain 8 components, of which ascorbic acid is just one. So ascorbic acid, it's an eighth of the whole complex. And it's got vitamin C, which is fractionated. So let's be clear here on this. Ascorbic acid is not vitamin C, and yet they're allowed to put on the labels vitamin C, a parentheses, ascorbic acid. It's a fraction of the biologically available vitamin C. So we're talking about nutritional, or I should say cellular nutrition. Common sense would tell us that when you take a fraction of something, it's not the same as the whole substance. So when the fraction by itself is obtained from an altogether different source than the original substance, simply because it's the same thing, translation, cheaper to produce, the body can tell the difference. So I just want you to be aware of this. There are hundreds of vitamin manufacturers. Taking these synthetics is the same as taking pharmaceutical drugs to your body. Your body processes them the same way, which means that you need to be careful because you could have drug interactions that you're not aware of. You may think that it's XYZ pharmaceutical drug. Well, it could be XYZ nutritional supplement that you're taking that is compromising XYZ pharmaceutical. That's why your doctors are asking what kind of vitamins that you're taking as well, is because they know that these are synthetics and that they're interacting. So think about that. My mom would never take, she wouldn't even take a Tylenol, but you could bet she would never take a pharmaceutical drug. And yet she's been prone to take vitamins and supplements that are synthetics. She knows better now, but it took a while. It took a while to get her there. So we've got to change our diet, beginning eating more fruits and vegetables, of course. But more importantly, we've got to start doing nutritional supplements that are whole foods. Whole foods. You should see things like mushrooms and berries and herbs and things of that nature. Whole foods for your supplements, not unpronounceable names. That's not vitamins. It's not minerals. So do some research. Go on the internet and do synthetic versus whole food nutrients. You will find a handful of good companies that actually have whole food nutrients. Those are the ones that you want to spend your money on. Those are the ones that you want to use to get healthy now and that you want to stock up on so that you stay healthy in the midst of a crisis as well. And that's all I have to say about that. So I hope that was beneficial for you today. And I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Bye-bye.